Hello, everybody. This is Tony with Paranormal Tendency. We haven't met face to face before, but we're doing that today. Um, I've been away, in a sense, on a 4-month hiatus. Not necessarily gone from home, but taking time off to regroup and kind of sort out my channel. We creators, we work very, very hard to bring you the best possible content, and sometimes it goes over real well and sometimes it falls flat, but we learn from it and we still enjoy it regardless. But what I want to do, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I want to do something that is more personable. I think you might enjoy it. I know I will. I want you to get to know the person that is behind the paranormal encounters. I want you to get to know me, the human behind all these paranormal stories. We I want to go ahead and add, and why I said I want to change my name to Paranormal Tendency and Beyond. Now, maybe you can give me some insight whether I should do that or not, or just go ahead and add these other elements. But I think it's fair if I say beyond so that others know it's not primarily paranormal, because I'd like to add true crime. Some of these true crime stories that I know from reading books, they're they're not as well known as many of the others. Like Lizzie Borden and those stories, or Jack the Ripper. Um, they're lesser known, but yet still interesting or heartbreaking and things like that. But I want to share more about me. I'd like you to know some of my stories that I have, that I remember from growing up. Um, they're fun. Some of them are fun. Some of them are heart-wrenching. Others are terrifying. Um, but there's so much more to me, and I don't know. I'm 65 years old. It's time to start sharing things that might connect with other people that are my age or younger. There's, I have, as I mentioned, I might have mentioned, I have some really funny stories too, and a lot of these stories were funny at my own expense, but that's okay, because I love to laugh, and I love to make others laugh. Um, I'm going to be sharing my first paranormal encounter with you very soon. I'm putting that together. I had to put it in parts, but it's going to still be running on one video, so you don't have to go to part 1, part 2, part 3, and so forth. It's just going to be, well, it's kind of complicating how I had to do this because I had no choice. Anyway, so I'll be sharing that story with you in addition to many of the other encounters that I've had. And again, they'll be face-to-face because it's a little bit easier. I'm going to try to keep this unscripted, but in some cases it's going to be impossible to do so, because I have to have something that guides me with staying on the story, because some of them are complicating. So I don't mean fully scripted. I don't mean teleprompter. I don't mean anything like that. I mean, I'll need notes until I can practice this a little bit better. This is new to me, and I'm just wanting to try something different. I hope that you'll join me. I hope that those of you who have been with me prior to my taking time off, and again, I apologize for that. You were never far from my mind or my heart, and I've always appreciated everybody who ever cared to leave a comment, or had the time to leave a comment or give a like to my videos. But they're impersonal, and I want to get personal. I want to tell you some stuff. I have a hard time sometimes talking about my paranormal encounters within my home, because when I do, the more I speak about these things, the weird things happen. Some are just quirky type things, and others are like, wow, that's weird. But hey, I'm gonna get past that. I'm gonna just go ahead and do this because I want you to come into my world. Now I'm going to go on vacation too. As I might have mentioned, I don't know if I did or not. My husband and I are both retired, and so most all of the paranormal stories that I have on Storytime, my Storytime videos are a lot of those are places we've visited, and so they come from firsthand experience. But some are not, of course. I didn't go back in time with Jack the Ripper, but there's there we've stayed at historically haunted hotels. We've stayed at and I've had encounters at these places. The spirit energy has always been attached to me or attracted to me. It must be my energy or what have you. But I was born with like one foot in the other world, and this is an inherited trait. Um, Ancestors going back to my great grandmother, as far as I know, and oh, who knows beyond that. And then my grandmother, mother, and my sister. We all had this, but nobody like me. Not I can call it a blessing sometimes, and I call it a curse at other times because some of the stories I'm going to share with you are very terrifying, and you'll draw your own conclusion whether you agree with them or you believe them or you don't. Doesn't make it any less real for me. Um, I'm here because I know growing up in the 60s, we didn't have any outlets or any kind of circles that spoke about paranormal encounters. So there were no answers for me. There wasn't Google, obviously, and the library had limited books and that ever spoke about anything paranormal. And if they did, it was text, the textbook type. So it didn't tell you who you were and what you might have been experiencing. So that's why I'm doing this. And I just want others to know you're not alone. Um, and, you know, I don't want you to feel alone. And if you have any questions or you have anything you'd like to ask me, you're more than welcome. I am not a medium. I have psychic abilities, indeed, all my life. Um, and I'm very sensitive to the paranormal. Again, I don't like labels because I had to learn that that's who I was, and I didn't learn that till I was like 61 or 2 uh, because I wasn't on the internet. I wasn't on social media. So once I got on, I was, wow, this is incredible. Look at this, all these people. Um, and by other people sharing, they've helped me, and in turn, I just want to give back. So we're going to explore all sorts of things. I want to take you on my tours and take you on my vacations. And next week we're going to go to Boston and then Salem, Massachusetts, and then Maine, Rockford, Maine, and Prince Edward Island, and Quebec City, Canada. So we're going to go to a lot of places, and I hope that I can, video as much as I can to share with you and explain whatever it is that we're looking at. And perhaps you'll be able to join me on the haunted tours in Salem, Massachusetts, where I can just video these tour guides. I'm hoping. I have to see how that works out. I can't guarantee anything yet because I don't know what they allow you to do or what they don't allow you to do. But I'll try my hardest to get you the best content as possible. Again, I hope that you'll join me and you'll stick with me. And you're welcome again to ask me any questions. But please be respectful, be kind, because I am. And bear in mind, you have to keep an open mind. Anyway, this is Tony with Paranormal Tendency, and these are the stories that haunt me.